I'd love to introduce you to Dr. Norman Chorn. He is a global citizen, born in South Africa, but now owned by the globe. He calls Australia home, but serves clients and businesses all around the world. When I think of Norman, I think of the brain meets business. I think of neuroscience meeting new levels of thinking. Now, he's got a vast academic credentials and career, from his economics and sociology right through to a PhD level, but then he combines that with decades of experience, client side and consulting, and that comes together in really unique ways where he's able to then elevate people's thoughts and capabilities to the next level. He does that a whole heap of ways. He's a very accomplished author where his books have met with critical acclaim, including Strategic Alignment and his new book, The Future Builders, which is all about how to adapt to the uncertain. He's prolific with his content, he's generous with his time and his thought. Please welcome Dr. Norman Chorn.
Thanks, Ash. Nice to be with you here.
So Norman, it's fair to say there's a lot going on right now. We are seeing technology and information and complexity go through the roof. What is that doing to organizations and leaders, and what's happening up here?
Look, I almost feel embarrassed when I say something like the world is changing very rapidly. We all know it is. But the pace of change is actually accelerated, much like Moore's law really predicted the increasing capacity in microprocessors. We see that same principle applying with information. And given that information is kind of like a building block of our society at the moment, really the pace of change in the world has far outpaced the ability of our brain to really cope. And that sort of gap between capability and the external environment has actually caused incredible levels of stress, as I'm sure many of you would have noticed, particularly in times of crisis that we are finding ourselves.
So what are the sorts of things that leaders and teams need to be doing right now? Like, what are the sorts of functions and how can we equip up for this uncertain future?
There's a group of processes and activities which we like to call decision intelligence. And decision intelligence very simply means that you focus on asking the right questions, you focus on using appropriate tools in your planning process, because we know that the choice of the tool will influence the outcome without you even being aware of it. The third thing is we like to focus on collecting the right information, so knowing what information to collect is important. And finally then, to be aware and attempt to manage or mitigate the biases in our decision making. That's what we call decision intelligence. And throughout all of that, what we do is we equip the individuals to have as many of those moments of insight that they possibly can, to actually really raise the level of creativity and innovation in their thinking, but in a way that they can solve these complex problems that really now seem to be all around us.
So if I want the gamma key on my key ring, I need to take myself on that journey. I might need to take my team on that journey. And it sounds like there's a combination of knowledge and process and practice. How do we bring you in and sort of benefit from your knowledge and experience and help equip us with that knowledge? What's the best way to engage you?
I think the thing that's really important to remember here is that everyone learns in different ways. Organizations face different challenges, so every approach really has to be matched to the specifics of your learning style, the team's learning style, and the challenges that the organization faces. But we generally do it in three ways. We can either coach individuals. I can either coach individuals one-on-one, and we really customize an approach to allow them to really raise the level of their critical thinking, to equip themselves with that gamma key so they can get those moments of insight to lift their thinking. Or we can run workshops inside organizations and run masterclasses or coach groups of people. So that's the second way of doing it. Well, thirdly, I can and have done on many occasions run consulting assignments where I will establish the nature of the problem, agree with management, and set about building a process and capability to really deal with those in a very strategic way to maximize the amount of insight that we get through the gamma key.
And do you have a keynote or something that goes with the book to just sort of ignite that thinking and get us started, Norman?
Yeah, we do. We run a keynote called Use Your Gamma Key to elevate your thinking through insight. And that's one that has been done in a number of government and private sector and major public organisations. And as a result of that, people have gone away with a number of really practical tips about how they can improve their critical thinking.
It's such a message of optimism and hope and possibility. And I think as we look ahead and saw your new book that's about the future and what we can do now, I think as leaders, it's nice to sort of take a breath, to think about the inside, to put in our key and unlock a better future for us all. So thank you very much, Norman. Delighted you could join us today and glad that you've made yourself available to help leaders move forward.
Thanks for the opportunity, Ash. Great to be with you.